Results from election night are not yet official. That includes the Golden Valley mayor's race, which was decided by a mere 26 votes. As Kevin Miller reports, if the results hold up, it would be a historic result for the city.
Rosalind Harmon came into election night without expectations.
Honestly, Kevin, I didn't know what was going to happen.
By the end of the night, she was the leader in the race for Golden Valley mayor. But she led by a thin margin, only 26 votes. She's expecting a recount.
They automatically have to do a recount just to be sure.
Her opponent, Golden Valley City Council member Jillian Rosenquist, told CCX she's not requesting a recount. She said she was, quote, disappointed with the close result not in my favor. Harmon said she's ready to work with Rosenquist and the rest of the council to tackle the issues.
Now we just all have to come together. It's not us versus them, but let's come together.
Harmon's win is historic for Golden Valley. She's the first person of color elected to the mayor's seat.
My forefathers, my ancestors, my loved ones who have died before me, my grandparents, this is truly a remarkable day that I believe, they paved the way for me to be here.
And despite the looming recount,
this is just exciting.
And gotten lost along the way.
After a night of excitement and celebration, Harmon is ready to get to work.
I think we're all ready for change, and I think we're all ready just to really work with our residents.
In Golden Valley, Kevin Miller, CCX News.
It was elation for some on election night, disappointment for others, particularly in the Brooklyn Center School District. Brooklyn Center Schools sought approval of a levy referendum that would have increased residential property taxes, but it failed by a 9% margin. Now, district leaders say they will need to make some difficult decisions.
We have been fiscally responsible as a priority and to a fault for over a decade in this district. So with that, as a part of balancing our budget every year, we would have to engage in some cuts.
Cuts could include reduced programming for students or increased class sizes. Two other local districts that had referendums on the ballot, Osseo and Wayzata, had their requests approved. Osseo is known for its quaint downtown and small businesses, but until recently, one thing was missing. This weekend, Jenna Globe shows us the new addition to the city that customers had been yearning for.
When entrepreneur Ashley Cook got the idea for a coffee shop, she instantly knew what she'd name it.
It's called the Annabelle House after my grandma Ann, who passed away.
Cook wanted her customers to feel the way her grandma made her feel.
She took care of everybody, always kept everyone full with food and drinks. She was the most incredible person. I love talking about her. It makes me tear up when I think about her.
It's been 2 years since Annabelle House opened its doors in Osseo, and it has quickly become a popular destination.
It's just been really cool to see the reach that we have through social media and then through word of mouth through all the people that live here in town.
But that's not much of a surprise, considering Cook comes from a long line of female entrepreneurs.
I think it's just in my blood to be that way. My mom always worked so hard raising us. She is the most creative person that I know, and so a lot of my creativity came from her. But just watching her work really hard, I feel like that instilled it in me.
And all that hard work is paying off.
Really busy today, or not too bad.
Cook is about to release an Annabelle House apparel and merchandise line.
T-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, drinkware. So Annabelle merchandise is coming to town.
Hers isn't the only shop that's taken off. Cook says in recent years, several businesses along Central Avenue have sprung up.
We always joke it's going to be the new Minneapolis. People are excited to come here.
On top of the business success, Cook is proud to be modeling to her children the values Grandma Ann instilled in her.
Anytime we were with her, we just felt so welcome. She'd just keep offering us food and be oh no, Grandma, we're good. And her slogan is on the wall. She'd always say, I'll tell you when you're good.
And that's what customers call good business. In Osseo, Jenna Globe, CCX News.
They say it's the little things that make a big difference. As Emily Haugen reports, neighbors in Maple Grove are doing the little things that hopefully add up to helping the environment in a big way.
All right, I'm going to grab my stuff.
When it comes to our planet, there's a way for everyone to do their part.
Happens to be a very nice thing for collecting stuff out of drains.
In one Maple Grove neighborhood, Henta Brahms is adopting a drain.
This guy, and then across the street, there's 2 more drains.
Or 3.
So everything that comes off of everybody's yards and lawns goes into the street, to the storm drain, down the storm drain, into the lakes and rivers.
Neighbors like Brahm are raking up leaves to keep their drains clear.
You look at the size of this opening, there's a lot that goes down there. So it's not a very good filtration mechanism.
It's a St. Paul-based effort and a personal way to reduce water pollution.
If we can do a little bit to keep stuff out of the drain, then that's all stuff that doesn't end up in the lake.
Brahm's involvement is connected to Maple Grove's Citizens for Sustainability.
It's very important.
Founder Tammy Fleming says it's a simple first step, and in town, it's catching on.
As of October, we had 448 drains adopted, 238 adoptees.
Plus over 7,000 pounds of debris kept out of Maple Grove waterways.
Adopt a drain. Very first simple step that you can do.
Just blocks away, Amber Olson is raking up a change too.
We all play our own part in helping or hurting the environment.
This mission connects to her passion, protecting the land she loves.
Extending our responsibility to even just this little part outside of our own little square of property here will add up to a lot.
Just sweep them into a pile.
Olson and Brahm say adopting is a small way to make a big difference.
The cleaner we can keep that water, better for everyone.
That's Emily Haugen reporting. And it's not just in Maple Grove. You can sign up online to adopt a drain in your neighborhood. We have more information at ccxmedia.org.
Totino-Grace football saw its season come to an end on Thursday night against Hutchinson. Despite the loss, the Eagles had a lot of positives on the year, including a Section 4 4A championship. In this week's CCX Sports Spotlight, Chaz Moots tells us about a two-way player that helped lead the way for Totino-Grace this fall.
Molitor is not hard to spot out on the football field. The senior tight end from Totino-Grace High School stands at 6'7", but where that height came from is a little bit more difficult to exactly spot out.
Really don't know. My dad's about 6'4", mom's about probably 5'8". It's just all my cousins stopped at 6'4", so just kept growing.
Adam began football at a young age, playing quarterback back in 3rd grade. But he started getting serious with the sport during his sophomore season when he started for the Eagles.
Freshman year, I was just like coming out to meet some people, new school. And then sophomore year, stick with it. And then I was like, played varsity and I liked it. And then some schools showed some interest and I was like, it's time to go.
Come on, Molly. If Adam wanted to go play football at the next level, the place he really needed to go first was the weight room.
I remember sitting in a meeting with him and a college was like, yeah, I mean, we love you, you just got to put on a little weight. And I think he took that really personally and he's like, I really want to play, like I'm going to do this. And he doesn't play anything in winter, so he spent the whole winter eating double meals, going in the weight room, like working really hard, and then he played baseball as well, and he still stayed in the weight room. Just that commitment to eating when you don't want to, you know, getting in the gym early, things like that are just huge.
I put on like 35, 40 pounds, lifted every day, and you can see this year it helped a lot from last year.
Adam's commitment to the weight room has helped him become a more all-around complete tight end this fall. With bulking up, he's been a more effective blocker to go along with his big frame and receiving skills.
For a big kid like that, he has very, very soft hands and a huge catch radius. And then blocking, he's just, I think in the last half of the season, started to get nastier and nastier, finishing guys to the ground and those types of things. And so his other gift is that he has great hands and great range.
You know, you don't find guys with as good as hands as he has at 6'7", you know, 230, whatever he is. I mean, you don't find guys with the hand talent that he has. I mean, if he was a little slimmer, he'd be a great receiver. So, I mean, to have a guy that's super versatile where he's a big threat in the passing game but also can block guys, you know, twice his size is huge.
Because of his size, Adam has also been playing defensive end this fall. Going both ways hasn't been easy, but it's been necessary for the Eagles' success.
Be there for the team. I've moved from sometimes outside linebackers to D end and just be as physical as you can and make as many plays.
He plays offense, he plays defense. There's been some games he's played 80, 85 snaps a ball game. That's what makes him really valuable to us, not only because he's, you know, a great player, but he's a great leader. And then by example, and even in those tough games when I have to go back in. He doesn't ever complain. He said, yes, coach, let's go. And he's ready for whatever happens.
That selflessness is one of the many reasons why Adam was named captain this year for Totino-Grace. Wanting to play in college is important for Adam, but just as important was getting Totino-Grace football back on the map after only winning one game last year. That was accomplished with a section championship and state tournament appearance.
It's very important to me. I look up to be like an example to everyone, even the sophomore, freshmen we have now, just show them how it's a TG way to keep going and go as hard as you can it's not even right now, it's for the future. Now I feel like we're back to our old ways and people are excited again, and I think TG's back.
Adam currently has an offer from Northern Iowa and plenty of interest from other Division I and II schools. He's undecided on what university he'll attend next year, but he does know that he plans on pursuing a degree in engineering. For the CCX Sports Spotlight, I'm John Jacobson. Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.